Let's get right into the video. Here's a small recap of what we did last month, getting the Mosaic Damascus made. I'm gonna show you how to tile weld. We need to start with making the Mosaic Damascus. You can mix two different types of steel to make a beautiful mosaic pattern. I like making Damascus because it's kind of like big boy Play-Doh. You get the steel really hot and then mold it into whatever shape you want. We're gonna go ahead and grind all four sides clean to about 90% clean anyway, and move on from there. Once the Mosaic Damascus is made, it's time for the tile welding process. We have to start by getting our billet flat so we can make nice tiles on the bandsaw later on. I've got the entire billet marked out, and it looks like we should be able to get about 13 tiles out of this billet. We technically only need 4 tiles to make the blade for this knife, but you need to remember that we need to forge out the tang as well. So with all that being said, I think 6 tiles should be really good. Once I cut the 6 tiles that are needed for the blade, I move on to welding sheet metal to the sides of the tiles, sealing up every single seam. That'll allow us to do a 0 atmosphere forge weld. These are some of the most difficult and delicate forge welds in the entire build. It's critical to get them all right. I was careful to not let those welds go very deep though. So I tried to keep them on the surface. That's why I started with a lower heat and then made a second pass with a higher heat to build up that weld a little bit. I wanted a good strong weld across there that wasn't penetrating deep into the billet. And it's ready to go into the forge. Next thing I want to focus on is starting to forge a little bit of this tip shape in. We're not going to forge it all the way to a point though. That would distort the pattern too much. We're just going to start about right here somewhere and kind of forge a little bit of a taper using the hydraulic press. But again, we don't want to overdo it because it'll just completely make the mosaic pattern look completely smushed and weird looking at the tip. The blade's ready to be normalized. We're gonna do our first thermal cycle by heating it up to 1600 degrees, letting it soak for about 5 minutes, and we'll take it out and let it air cool until there's absolutely no color left in it in a dark room or until it's room temperature. We're gonna heat it up to 1500 degrees. You're gonna heat it up to 1400 degrees.
It's time we got a sneak peek at how the Damascus pattern is looking. So I grind all the scale off the blade and leave it in instant coffee overnight so we can reveal the pattern and see how it looks. If you want to learn in depth how I did all of this, then consider becoming a member of Knifemaker Plus. If you enjoyed this content, then please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm, and that really helps us out.